Baina TV, connected to your world.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Baina Midday News, coming to you live from Benab House, Atomic Junction, Medina. I'm Khadija Tukubra Kayla, and coming up this afternoon, Hajj 2024 has been well organized, says Salifu Said, and also NACOC seized 6 million worth of cocaine at Kotoka International Airport alongside 2 British nationals arrested. And we don't need military officers at voting centers, says Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin. Remember, the news is also live on Facebook and YouTube at Baina TV. Do stay with us for details of the stories. Same with us now to our first story. Former Northern Regional Minister Alhaji Salifu Saidu has commended and appreciated the efforts of the Ghana Hajj Board for organizing and supervising yet another successful Hajj operations, irrespective of challenges associated with organizations such as Hajj pilgrimage.
The former Northern Regional Minister, speaking exclusively with Baina TV in Mecca, could not hide his joy over what he described as the happy faces of Ghanaian Hajj visa holders of the Ghana Hajj Board even before the start of the Hajj. According to him, pilgrims are satisfied with all the services rendered to them by the Hajj Board through the various service providers in Mecca and Medina.
From the past few years ago, I think that every year they improve. Every year they improve. And we need to appreciate the challenges that are associated with the organization of Hajj. Because these are various leaders from their homes, from their organizations, their companies, their countries, their communities, who have congregated under the management and supervision of the Ghana Hajj Board team. So therefore, this is not easy to bring leaders together and also lead them in trying to manage them. But that notwithstanding, I think that by and large, comparatively, it has been very, very successful. And the people are happy in terms of food, in terms of accommodation. So many things that they are supposed to do, we highly appreciate, and it has gone on very well.
Alhaji Salifu Said has also attributed the success to the Vice President of Ghana and flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party for making it possible for the Hajj Board to succeed and overcome any challenges, as well as providing support in different ways to ensure the organization of Hajj is the best among the best in the world. According to the former regional minister, Hajj operations will see more improvements in the Hajj industry in Ghana, especially when the Vice President is a Muslim and knows the value of Hajj in the 5 pillars of Islam. He therefore urged pilgrims to see the organization of the Hajj as their responsibility in order to further make this year's Hajj a memorable one with good testimonies for the future.
It is now a challenge, and for that matter, the responsibility of the Hajj Board members and then the Hajj agents for them to team up to see what they can do, so that when they get back to Ghana, they call the other private operators who have managed their way to mobilize these people to come through either illegal or unapproved way of getting into Mecca and is bringing problems. They should find a way of sitting with them so that they can use synergy to be able to synchronize their activity, so that by the end of the day, everybody will be happy with what is going on. But on the part of His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and for that matter, the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, he has done his best, and I can see the praises on him and the prayers for him, I think, is huge. So they appreciate what he has been doing previous years and what he has done this year. I think that one, as a vice president and a Muslim, it is his responsibility to see to it that the Hajj organization is done successfully, and the team that he has put in place, he and President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the team, they've done very well.
Away from that, the Narcotic Controls Commission, in collaboration with the United Kingdom National Crime Agency, has successfully intercepted a significant drug trafficking attempt at the Kotoka International Airport in Accra. Acting on intelligence, officers seized 166.88 kilograms of suspected cocaine on Monday, June 10, 2024, from the luggage of two British passengers traveling together.
According to a narcotic statement, the estimated street value of the confiscated narcotic is $6.48 million. The detainees, identified as Hal Shamin Ethelene and Graham Omar Adele, were scheduled to board a British Airways flight bound for Gatwick when their luggage raised suspicion. Upon further inspection, all 6 suitcases belonging to the two passengers, 3 each, were found to contain a total of 72 slabs of suspected cocaine. A breakdown of the seizure reveals that Hashamin Ethlene's luggage contained approximately 83.44 kilograms of the illicit substance mixed with personal belongings. Similarly, Graham Omar Adele's luggage also contained roughly 83.44 kilograms of suspected cocaine alongside his personal items. Both individuals have been arrested and are currently assisting with investigation to determine the full extent of the trafficking operation.
Meanwhile, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, has underscored the need for the military to be restricted from polling stations in the upcoming December 7 general elections.
The Speaker revealed that his outfit would engage the President, flag bearers of various political parties, security services, among other stakeholders, on measures to ensure free, fair and credible elections. In his opening remarks in Parliament on Tuesday, June 11, Bagbin said the military must stay away from polling or voting centers unless they are called in to deal with a situation. He said the people of Ghana do not want to see the military during the election.
We will include the President, the Council of State, the National Security Council, flag bearers, and national executives of various political parties. The security service, particularly the police, and I emphasize, particularly the police. We don't want to see military during election. When there is a need to call them, they will be called. But they should not be at polling or voting centers. Honorable members, the clergy and notable civil society leaders will be actively involved. The signs and signals of happenings in the country are not that of assurance and hope. I shudder when I'm told that people going to write their names carry knives, guns, just to go and write names. What about when we are going to vote? And at the end of it all, the results are announced. And somebody else has carried the day and not the other. I shudder to picture what will happen.
And now in education, the ranking member of Parliament's Education Committee, Peter Nochokoto, has criticized the government's proposal to lay a bill on free senior high school before Parliament, calling it unnecessary. Nochokoto questioned the need for a law to regulate or entrench the free senior high school program, highlighting the lack of an official policy document on free senior high school, despite requests made to both the previous and current education ministers over the past 7 to 8 years.
In contrast, Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin argued that the enactment of a free SHS Act could transform the policy from a mere aspiration into a justifiable right, allowing citizens to seek legal recourse if the policy is not implemented. However, during an interview with the media on June 11th, Nochukotwe referenced the constitutional provision, Act 25(1)B, which mandates the secondary education, including technical and vocational training, should be progressively made free, a process that began in 2015. He suggested that the current government's implementation of the free SHS policies aligns with public expectations, implying that additional legal protection are superfluous. He said there is no need for any law to regulate or entrench the free SHS program, adding that what the program needs is a policy document which is not forthcoming more than 7 years since the Minister of Education was asked to furnish the Committee of Education with one.
Well, as Muslims worldwide prepare to celebrate Eid al-Adha, Senegal local breed star sheep have their moments to shine. Landrum sheep that can fetch tens of thousands of dollars live a life of luxury in special parlors where they are massaged, groomed, and fed syringes full of vitamins.
Muslims on Eid al-Adha kill and eat sheep to commemorate the Quranic tale of Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice Ismail as an act of obedience to God. But like Ibrahim's son, Senegal's prize sheep will be spared. The majestic-looking Ladoon can weigh up to 397 pounds, equivalent to 180 kilograms, and it has made this coastal West African nation famous among breeders. Celebrated for their gleaming white fur and symmetrical horns, the animal is most often bought for prestige breeding and beauty contests and not to be eaten. Very few in Senegal can afford a Ladoon. Worth up to $70,000, the sheep is the ultimate symbol of social prestige in a country where the GDP per capita does not exceed $1,600. After years of record inflation, many struggle to afford regular sheep at prices starting from around $280. Bala Gadiaga is a businessman, breeder, who knew from a young age that he wanted to raise sheep. He has close relationships with the sheep who walk up to greet him when he approaches their pens. Gadiaga and his assistants massage the sheep for hours a day, which they claim helps them grow. He claims he would not sell his most expensive Ladoon for less than 40 million CFA franc, an equivalent of $65,000.
He's from an excellent family. His father was named Capital, who was a well-known champion in the breeding world. His mother is Yassine Safar. She's still alive, a big champion, and her father was called Major. Her grandfather was Batonier, the first sheep to reach a height of 1.2 meters.
Nearby, Mustafa Sek takes care of his family's sheep, which his father has been raising since he entered the breeding business in 1992. His prize Ladoon is named Sonko after the country's new prime minister. Sonko, the sheep, was born last year when its namesake Usman Sonko was still an imprisoned opposition leader and seemingly far from leading the country.
Now let's do some sports stories. Ghana Football Association President Kurt Okreku insists his administration has made significant contributions and progress towards improving women's football in the country. When Kurt Okreku assumed office in October 2019, he emphasized the importance of enhancing women's football, recognizing it as a vital component of Ghana's football ecosystem.
Attending the Women's Football Festival at the University of Ghana Stadium on Saturday, June 8, the FA president shared in an interview with Red Sports how he, along with the executive committee, committed to investing more in the women's game. The GFA president Kurt Okreku said the FA is rolling out a number of policies and strategies that will ultimately impact on the women's game. He said the game is visibly on the rise and gradually the Ghanaian sporting populace will begin to accept women's football. According to the GFA president, although there have been massive changes, the Football Association is looking at ways to lay down various policies to help push the women's game in the country. The GFA president said he is not in doubt that there is a need for them to look for more investment, more opportunities, more capacity building opportunities, most especially for women administrators, for personnel who work in that niche of the industry.
And this is how we end our midday news. For more stories, log on to our website, bainamultimedia.com. I'm Khadija Tukubra Kayla, and have a good afternoon.
Baina TV, connected to your world.